Mike and Anita Huckins had approached the board a couple of months ago and kind of explained what is going to be happening with them in the next few months. And we wanted to be able to give the opportunity for the church family here to participate with them. So, Mike, explain what this next step in your life looks like.
We have been seeking the Lord and praying probably for a year and a half, and have felt like the Lord has been stirring us and speaking to us about returning to international missions. So we'll be rejoining Youth with a Mission, or YWAM. And we've had a long-term relationship with them. In fact, we did our training with them in 1985. Some of you aren't even that old. And we've been with them full-time twice before, as well as I've been teaching and traveling and teaching internationally in some of their schools over the last decade or so. YWAM is an international, interdenominational missionary agency. 18,000 full-time people worldwide in 1,000 operating centers in 180 nations. Youth is a bit of a misnomer, as you can see. There are 20-somethings and singles, but there's also young marrieds and young marrieds with kids, and second career people and retired people in the mission. It's a very non-Western mission. More than 50% of those that are in the mission of the 18,000 are not Americans or Europeans. Lots of Latins, lots of South Koreans and Brazilians are involved in World Mission now. So what we will be doing specifically is involved in teaching and training leaders and teachers for the mission to multiply what they're doing worldwide, to equip them to go to the various places where they'll be ministering throughout the world.
All right, if you ever had the opportunity to sit in one of Mike's classes or when he's teaching and speaking here also, you know that his sweet spot is really teaching and ministering in that way. So this will be a great fit for you, Mike. So you're leaving Lima Community Church, but the board looks like it as an extension of Lima Community Church to you, and you're going to be part of the church yet in that fashion. So what does that feel like with Lima Community Church being your home church? Explain that a little.
My wife and I, we've been reflecting now as we're thinking back. We've been here almost 9 years. It'll be 9 years in the spring. And just the realization that we've lived in Lima longer than any other place we've ever lived in our whole life, which, I don't know, that sounds a little crazy. But it's really become home to us in many ways. And this church has become home to us in many ways. We've ministered here, of course, but you've ministered to us too. And we really love and appreciate you guys. And we don't see ourselves leaving you. We see ourselves as becoming that, an extension of this body into the world in a real sense, and being sent by you.
So if we're going to send you out as a missionary, how can we help you? What does that look like?
It's very practical. In YWAM, in Youth with a Mission, no one from the president down to the newest volunteer draws any salary out of the mission. There's no funding for salary. Everyone has to raise their own funds. So for us personally, that means that we will have to raise our own salary in terms of personal expenses, housing, health insurance. You can run that through your mind that you do. We'll be doing that, as well as all of our ministry expenses. So this will certainly involve some international travel and tools that we'll need, computers and such things like that. So all of that we will be responsible to raise for ourselves.
So that'll be fairly substantial that you'll need. What does that look like, this next step to raise those funds? How can we do that?
What we are doing right now, we are gathering a team, a support team that will both help us in prayer, support us in prayer and in finance. And what we're asking you to do very specifically, which is what we have been doing, is, Lord, what do you want us to do? So we believe that if the Lord is directing this, and we believe absolutely that He is for us, that He's going to speak to some of you to become part of that, and we would ask you to do just that thing.